Hey guys, so today we're going to be going over an A execute on Overpass. We're going to go through the overview really quick and just look at it from an outside perspective and see what goes on, and then we'll go into each individual POV to learn how to throw the nades that we're throwing. So this is just my team that I play on, and we run this in scrims, and it's it's a very good strat. Like, it works almost all the time. So we start out by having a B guy with the bomb go and throw a B nade. Now these smokes here are supposed to land at the front bathroom and divider with flashes popping over. Our front bathroom smoke did miss. It's a really easy to smoke, but our teammate just missed it for some reason this round. So then we'll have one in connector, one going down connector to help him clear it, two clearing long bathrooms, and then two clearing long at the same time. So that guy and this guy should be clearing long at the same time. Then we will have the one op, which was in connector, come out of connector into long. We will then have three long, one in bathrooms, one in connector. They will throw this lurk smoke in long, get ready to execute. We can notice that the CTs have three guys here, so they're expecting this A hit, and it still works very nicely. So we all line up our nades, we start to get ready to throw, we throw them in. This is what it looks like. Smoke front side, mid side, two mollies towards the semi-truck, three coming out long, one coming out of bathrooms. You notice the mollies burn them alive, and we just win the round off of this easily.
That's a really
As
nice
you can
execute.
hear, Best Bros is saying, wow, that was a great execute. So now we're going to hop into each individual POV and learn more about how this strat runs. Okay, so the first POV that we're going to be going over is the guy who takes B control. Well, not really takes B control, but fakes B control. He throws the Molotov, I line it up right here, aim it on B, and jump throw. And then throw like multiple flashes over, just to fake that you have B control, because we really don't want the CTs to aggress on B. It is okay if they do, but we don't want them to. And so now, after that, he'll just run on this path right here. Make sure that he has his gun out right here, because they could push long, and make sure that they that he's keeping them from pushing long. Then once his teammate is in long bathrooms, it'll be right there that his teammate will call, hey, let's double peek long. He'll swing out, double peek, make sure everything's clear. Then he can run up here to line up his smoke. His smoke you line up right here on the right side of this wall. It's the one right by the tree. And then where this bar meets the windows, right there, then you go up to this bar right here. So right there up to this bar, and you jump. It sounds complicated, it's really easy. And then he'll run up with that smoke, and then he'll be taking the site. I would recommend that he runs along this wall and clears this angle here, and then swings around and clears this angle, because his teammate can just come and swing this angle first. But if there is a guy in that corner, this guy is going to die. So just make sure that he clears that corner, because that is a dangerous spot against this strat. Okay, now we're going to go over the second POV. This is going to be the guy who's throwing the front bathroom smoke, as well as other utilities. So I line up with this pole here, aim to the left of that little outing right there, and down with it. That lands in front bathrooms, and this guy will just run up. He'll be the guy that comes up here. He'll flash high over the tree. If there's not a smoke here. If there is a smoke here, then he will be flashing high over that way and coming on the left side of the temple to try and clear this area. After that's done, he'll wait for the smoke to fade by just holding, and then he'll hold this angle here, and then swing with his teammate into this angle. Once this is clear, he can just come back, hold bathrooms from an angle like here. He could even hold here, but just has to be careful that they could push up that way. He'll just be holding. He also has a Molotov, and he should have one more flash here. So he can just be holding. And then once the execute is thrown, he comes up, and if he has an HE grenade, he can throw it to the people who are trying to leave the molly. Or if he has the flashbang, he can throw it behind molly. Then he will just need to make sure he doesn't cross this angle right here, just in case the mollies leave a gap or something. He doesn't want to get one-wayed from there. He'll hold the smoke push here, smoke push there, and then just play for the clutch after the round. And that's that guy's job. The next person that we have going on is the person who's throwing the divider smoke, and he will just come up here. If he's the first spawn out of the two that will be coming up faster, he'll throw a flash off the tree. If he's not, then he won't. he'll stand in this corner right here, aim at the corner of this, I don't know, wall thing, jump throw smoke, then do a running jump throw flash when his teammates are getting ready to go up A. The guy who's throwing the flash high above the tree and that flash should be popping at the same time. They will come up here, clear short. Once they know short's clear, this guy will then come into connector and clear down at the bottom of connector. His teammate will be opping from back connector, so they won't have push that way. And then he just comes through, clears here, while the op's walking up to help clear as well. Once connector's clear, he will just hold connector, make sure they don't push through short B to try to come flank us while we're setting up for the A strat. And once we are about to execute the A strat, he can toss a molly down at the door and then come up here, come out, clear bathrooms, make sure nobody's re-aggressed, clear that angle, and then these angles right here. And then he can flash high over this way or over this way. It doesn't really matter. Just be aware that if you throw that flash there, it will blind your teammates coming out of long. If you throw that flash, you are very exposed to somebody playing in front of the smokes. So if you want to play it safer, you can have them throw the right flash. If you want to play it a little more risky, but I would say it's a better flash, you can have him jump throw one time. And then after that, he'll come back, continue watching connector from wherever he feels most comfortable, and play the clutch after the bomb has been down. And he's basically the clutch guy that you want to be playing the last one alive if it happens to get that far. This person here will be your last rifler. He will just be coming up. He will throw the first flash off the tree if he has a better spawn than the guy who's throwing the divider smoke. If he doesn't have the better spawn, he won't be throwing it, but it's just something like that. That's to stop early aggression. He'll come here. If there is a smoke here, he will be pushing through it. That way, the other teammate will be up there, pushing up there, and he'll come through this smoke, looking to the right, clearing all this area. If there happens to be a guy there, he can get traded by the guy up there. If not, then, I mean, yeah, you know, he wins the round. So then after that, he'll be double clearing bathrooms with his teammate who threw the front A smoke. Then he'll walk up, push bathrooms. Once he gets to about here, he'll call for the guy along to double peek with him. They'll double peek, make sure it's clear. He'll line up right here at the edge of this thing, and then aim at the right side of the T, but just down a bit. So like right there, I would say, like at the roof. Left click throw. That'll be the lurk smoke. Make sure that when the lurk smoke is thrown, that you can jump spot, make sure there's not an op boosted signs or even over the smoke, and then clear this angle here. And then he'll walk up long. And this will be the guy calling for when the execution take place. So he'll line up with this wall right here. Underneath this golden rock, he'll aim at these two. Once the smoke is, before the smoke starts to fade, he has to call this so that everything's down before that smoke fades so that we don't get caught out. Then he'll aim here, jump for the molly. That's the deep truck molly, right there. And then he'll be the one coming out, just pre-aiming all this area, waiting for his teammate to trade here. And then a good post-plant spot for him is when everything's up, or a good like taking sight, is to play on this box right here and just one-way dumpster real quick and make sure nobody's pushing up. I would not recommend him jumping up again because that exposes him to bank, the semi-truck, just close sight. I would just recommend jumping up here, and then once the smokes are about to fade, he can fall back to long and play the post plant from here. The last person we'll be going over in this strat is the opper. The opper has a fairly easy role, but still it could be complicated. So he'll come into connector as fast as he can. I do something like that so that he can get down quick and just hold. Once his teammates have top short A control and they're ready to push down connector, he can start walking up, clearing this. He can do it with his pistol or he can do it with his op. Just make sure that he's close enough to trade if there is a guy like right here or right there and kills the top con guy. Make sure that he's close enough to trade. Once that's all clear, the guy will be holding con for him to walk out. Make sure he walks up these stairs so that the guys B don't hear him. He'll come into long bathrooms with the other guys, come up here, and then he'll come and just kind of post up here. If you want, you can have him do the jump up onto the flower bed like this and then clear this area and right there, but just be aware that that makes noise and you're trying to cut sound as much as you can after the initial default smokes are thrown. And so then for his grenades, he'll line up on this dot right here. Like, you see how this is a little bump and then this bump? He'll line up on the second bump and then aim at the top of this knob right here for the smoke. And then I aim at this tile right here. You're going to have to figure out a way to remember that, but I remember it as being right of this wall, and it's like the whitest tile there. Then you shift walk and jump over it after a few steps. That Molly's close semi-truck. If you know an easier one, you can do it, but I just do that one because it lines up with that smoke. So in the end, you'll have the two smokes in the left side sight right here and right there, and then you'll have a molly here and a molly there. And if it's done correctly, if a guy is playing here, he's going to have to escape through this way if he wants to survive the mollies. If he tries to go this way, he'll die 100% of the time. I've tested it a lot. He will die. And so then you just have to make sure that nobody pushes through the smokes while you're planning, especially this smoke. Lots of people like to push through the smoke. So if I were you, I'd have your opper posted somewhere here to hold for that smoke push right there. And then you can have the guy on the boxes, the guy planning, and then the two in bathrooms to make sure that nobody pushes. This strat works a lot of the times. We've run it against when they had a 4 stack on A because we telegraphed it to make sure that we could see if it worked against a 4 stack on A. It works well. If they tried playing up close on bathrooms, we got the kills from flanking from long. If they tried to push through the smokes, we had people ready for it and they held for the smoke pushes. It was just a good strat. Works a lot of the time. I'd highly recommend putting it into your strat book. Anyways, thanks guys. I hope to see you another time.